What a mighty God we serve, amen.
Amen.
Jeremiah chapter 29. Good to have our visitors out.
Amen.
Amen. We know God has a word for you.
Amen.
Amen. Praise God. Verse 11, familiar piece of scripture. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you.
Amen.
Y'all hear that?
Amen.
Saith the Lord. Who said it?
The Lord.
The Lord said, I know my thoughts I have towards you. I know my thoughts, Elder Paul, I have towards you. Come on, somebody. Eva, I know my thoughts, Mother Eva, I have towards you. Come on, somebody. You need to make that personal. How God think about you. I know how God thinks about me. Come on, somebody. And God, if you look at this scripture, keep it in context. God is talking. Have your seats in the presence of the Lord. Amen. Too long. Amen. I'm about to get cranked up already. Amen. Amen. He said, I know my thoughts, or I know the thoughts that I have or think towards you, said the Lord. Amen. Before I even move on. Amen. Praise God. In this text, amen, God, amen, Israel, amen, was in captivity. Somebody say amen. And God is talking to, amen, Israel, amen, and telling them whoever come and prophesy a false prophecy over you, it's not me. Whatever word that was spoke over you, whatever they say about you, know that it's not me, because my thoughts towards you is thoughts of peace and not evil. Somebody help me. I know my thoughts towards you. I know how I think about you. So if anyone come tell you contrary to what God is saying about you, then you need to cast that word to the ground, that it has no effect in your life, because God said, I know my thoughts toward you. It's thoughts of peace.
Yes.
Thoughts of soundness, thoughts of health, some thoughts of you being complete. He says, I know my thoughts towards you, saith the Lord. Thoughts of peace and not what? God is not thinking evil of you. Are you with me?
Amen.
God is not thinking evil of you. Now, somebody need to get this morning.
Amen.
You're going to make it. Tell your neighbor, you're going to make it.
You're going to make it.
You're going to make it to where God has you to be. What God has spoken over your life, you're going to make it. You're going to get there. Come on, somebody. I'm getting there. Come on, somebody. I'm there. Somebody help me. Oh, come on, somebody. Watch this shot. To give you an expected end.
Hallelujah.
Thoughts of peace and not evil.
Amen.
To give you an expected end. One of the definitions for that word end is reward. To give you a favorable outcome. Oh, come on. To give you hope. Somebody help me. How many of you got expectation? God said, I know my thoughts towards you is to give you an expected end, a favorable outcome. The outcome is in your favor.
Amen.
Oh, come on, somebody. He said, that is my thought towards you.
Amen.
You know, and I begin to go back to Joseph. Amen. Come on. I'm telling you this story, man. This is my story here.
Amen. Amen.
Somebody help me. Go back to Joseph. Go back to Genesis. Let's go back to Joseph in Genesis.
Amen. That's good, sir.
Watch this. Is this all right?
That's all right, sir.
Let's look at the end of the story. Let's go to Exodus. Y'all just help, Lord help me, Jesus. I'm trying to calm down, Mother Duffy. I'm trying to calm down. Genesis chapter 50. Genesis chapter 50. When you're there, say amen. Joseph is, his brothers, Jacob has died, and his brothers amen, did him wrong. We're going to get to that, but here's the end. Let's look at the end.
Come on, Bishop.
Let's look at the end. And Joseph, in Genesis 50 and 18, let's look at this. Key thing I want you to see here. 18, and his brethren also went and did what? Before where?
His face.
I want you to remember that. His brethren came and fell down
See that.
and his face and paid obeisance to him.
Yes.
Just like the drink. Come on.
Hold on, don't get ahead of me. Slow down. They came and fell down before Joseph.
Amen.
Come on, somebody. This is the end, not the beginning. I said, this is the end, not the beginning. We know that he's the beginning and the end. Come on, somebody. And this is the outcome. This is the favorable outcome. This is the end, and at the end, they're falling down.
Amen.
I have to tell the story, man.
Tell the story, Bishop.
They're falling down at the end of the story. Joseph says, it says, they fell down before his face and said, behold, we be thy what? Servants. At the end. Y'all better stay with me, man. Y'all better stay. If anybody know this story, they already know where I'm going. But there's a plot to this thing. Come on, somebody. They come down and they fall down at the end of the story. And they said, we be. He didn't say, you are my servants. They said, we be your servants.
Yes, sir.
Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. They didn't have the same attitude in the beginning. But God said, I am the beginning and the end. Oh, come on, somebody. Watch this. Let me keep going. Said, Joseph said unto them, fear not, for am I in the place of God? Sir. But as for you, you thought evil against me. God doesn't think evil against you. Come on, somebody. Oh, y'all better help me. I know my thoughts towards you. Thoughts of peace and not evil. Oh, come on, somebody. They thought evil against Joseph. But God meant it for the good. Oh, come on, somebody. So even when somebody thinking evil against you, and even when somebody do evil against you, if you got God on your side, come on, somebody. I said, even when somebody mean you harm, even when somebody wants to do you wrong, when you got God on your side, he's always looking for the good, even after evil. He's trying to make it work. I'm trying to calm down. I don't care what you in. God is looking to bring you out, even in your mess. Whatever people think about you. What did he say? You thought evil against me. But God meant it unto the good. To bring to pass. Somebody say to bring it to pass. He's able to bring it to pass. As it is this day, to save much people. That's the end.
Amen.
Let's go to the beginning. They fell down before his face. If you wasn't here 2 Sundays ago, we was talking about the story. I didn't do nothing. I don't. I don't. And I don't.
Understand.
But remain.
Faithful.
Didn't do nothing. I don't I don't deserve it. But remain.
Faithful.
Come on, y'all ain't get that thing, man. I'm telling you. See, in order to get your outcome, you must remain faithful. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, sir. I'm trying to help. I'm really spoke on this side. In order to get the outcome, you must remain faithful. Even when you don't understand, you don't deserve it, you didn't do nothing, remain faithful.
It's good, sir.
Even when you haven't done anything, you don't deserve it, you don't understand, but remain faithful to get your outcome. Let me keep going. And you know, I asked the Lord, I said, you know, I'm always fellowship talking to God. You should be talking to God a lot.
Amen.
Sir. Okay, you're the beginning and the end. The Alpha. He said, I am the beginning and the end. The Alpha and the Omega. The first and the last. I said, okay, Lord, if you're the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, well, what about the middle? He said, don't you know the scripture say, he that begun a good work is able to perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. He said, in the middle of the first and the last, I am your deliverer. I am your refuge. I am your shelter. I am your hiding place. I am your prosperity. I am your success. He said, I know there's a beginning. And I know there's an end. See, somebody has been through something and shout on this word, brother. I said, I know your end. And I know your beginning. I'm all that. But in order for you to get over there, I got to be your deliverer. I got to make a way. I got to be your shelter. I got to be your strong tower. I have to be your refuge. I have to be somebody. You can't make it over here if you don't get it. If you're not faithful.
Amen. Yes, sir. Yeah.
From the first. Somebody say process. Process. You got to go through a process to have success. And everybody wants success, but don't want to go through the process. Because in the process, in the process, there's a pit waiting for you. In the process, Potiphar's house is there. In the process, the prison is there. Come on, somebody. Before you get to the palace, somebody help me, you must go through the pit. To get to Potiphar's house, to get to prison, to get to the palace. And you must go through the process. And in the process is where you remain faithful. It's not rewarding if God said. It's not rewarding if I just take you, skip this, and put you over here. That's not rewarding. That's not, what is it? A favorable outcome. To give you an expected, a reward. It's not a reward if I take it from here to here. It's a reward when I deliver you. Come on, somebody. When you stand on what I spoke about you, it's a reward when I can deliver you. It's a reward when you understand I'm your refuge. It's a reward. And when you get over here, you can take Manasseh and He's caused me to forget all my toil. He's given me double for my trouble. Vanessa means, come on somebody, cause him to forget. Ephraim means double fruit. He's caused me to forget, and he's caused me to have double for my I think I'm preaching to myself, because somebody has, anybody in here got devil for their trouble? Has anybody got delivered? Have any of you experienced the deliverance of God? Somebody help me up here. Watch this.
Thank you, Lord. Hallelujah.
Genesis 37, the beginning. Verse 2, watch this. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. So all of them were shepherds, pastors. Y'all with me?
Yes.
All of them were shepherds, pastoring, watching over the flock.
Yes, sir.
Says, and the lad was with the brethren of Bela, and with the sons of Zebah, his father's wife, and Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and made him a coat of many colors. He was the favored son. He had favor with the father. Favor, not fair. I said he had favor with the Father. And the Lord began to show me the revelation behind that. We as a ministry are a coat of many colors. Because we have favor with the Father. I ain't worried about nobody else. I know we got favor with the Father. Come on, somebody. Somebody help me up here. And favor's not fair. Woo. Watch this now.
Amen.
And when his brethren saw that the father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably to him, unto him. They saw that the father had favor. See, people can see you blessed.
Amen. Come on, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's good, sir. Talk about it.
Yes, sir.
When people see you blessed, they gonna hate you. Come on, somebody. You're going to have folks that love you, and you're going to have folks that hate you. I understand the difference between a constituent, a confidant, and a comrade. Come on, somebody. And God said you got to watch out for these three type of people. Somebody help me. I understand the difference between pirates, parasites, and y'all better help me over here, and partners. Come on, somebody. I said pirates, parasites, and partners. Come on, somebody. You gotta watch out for these kind of people. Somebody help me. See, because a constituent, come on, somebody, he is for what you for.
That's right.
A comrade is against what you against. But a confidant is for you. And you're gonna have them three type of people that try to come in your life. I'm trying to help somebody. Somebody that's for what you're for. Can I just keep it real? Before I got saved, I sold drugs. I was a drug dealer. I hung out with dudes that was for what I was for. Come on, somebody. But when I got saved, they showed me that it really wasn't for me. They was for what I was for. Come on, somebody. Then, amen, I had comrades who wasn't for what I was for, but their enemy was my enemy. Oh, come on, somebody. Oh, come on, somebody. They didn't do what I did, but their enemy was my enemy. Then you have the confidant who's just for you. Whether you're good or bad, I'm for you, man. Somebody help me. And you're going to have them teeth. I see you, brother. You're going to have them three type of people in your life.
That's right.
Come on, somebody. You notice, amen, when you're up, they with you. When you're down, they forsake you. But I know somebody is closer than a brother. He'll never leave you. He'll never forsake you. When you're up, congregation, God said, son, you got folks in the small congregation against you.
Come on, Bishop.
Come on.
Hallelujah.
And as you grow, you're going to have folks in the ministry with you against you. But you continue to preach the word. Continue to do what I called you to do. Somebody help me up in here. You're always going to have somebody think they can do better than you, preach better than you, know more than you. But if you got favor, it doesn't matter what they think. Somebody help me. Joseph's brothers probably were more anointed than him. Oh, come on, somebody. They probably could preach better than Joseph. Somebody help me. But one thing they lacked that Joseph had, faithfulness. Come on, somebody.
That's good stuff, sir.
Joseph was faithful
Yes, sir.
to the father.
Yes, sir.
Because look what they was doing behind the father's back. Joseph had brought an evil report of what they were doing to the flock. So they wasn't faithful to the father. Joseph was.
Yes.
Come on.
Man, y'all better get this thing, man. So don't get mad with me because I'm faithful and you're not. Somebody help me. Come on, somebody. Don't get mad with me because I'm getting promoted and you're not. Somebody help me. If you remain faithful.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Boy, y'all just knew all of my story. I'm telling you, God know how to deliver. God know how to turn it around. God know how to put it. He knows how to turn it around.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
See miracles every day.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
They were. I got so much. They didn't like him because he was favored.
Jesus.
They didn't like him because he had favor on him. He was faithful when the father wasn't around, so they fought. They were abusing the flock. I'm trying to lead that. When the father wasn't around, the flock was being abused.
Come on, sir. Talk about it.
Joseph brought the report back to the father.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But he already had favor with the father because he was faithful.
Yes.
Oh, y'all come on, somebody.
Yes, sir.
And his own brethren, I'm telling you, your closest people to you will become your enemy. Come on, somebody. Your enemy will be of your own household. Somebody help me. But you got to remain faithful. I don't care who it is.
Come on, Bishop.
That's good.
You must remain what?
Faithful.
Woo. And people don't like that word faithful because it requires accountability, responsibility, and accountability
Yes, sir.
is what keeps you faithful. Somebody help me up here.
Hallelujah.
People don't like that.
No, they don't.
People don't like that. Someone that's faithful can deal with change.
Oh,
Come on, come on.
Someone that's faithful can handle change. Someone that's not won't like the one that is. Let's keep going. Because they saw that he had favor with the Father. Man, can I keep going?
Sir.
Because I know I ain't talking about nobody up in here.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, it's quiet, man. Somebody say amen, man. Somebody say amen. I told you, if you don't say amen, you guilty. I know how y'all flow. Y'all gotta throw me off a little bit. Y'all give me amen people when it's on. Move on. You in your mouth, move on to the next one. Move on. Move on, Bishop. Move on to the next one. Get out of there. Get off that. Get off that, man. Get off that.
Come on.
Yeah, Bishop, man.
Mind have you make a mistake. Get off it. Now Israel loved Joseph more than all the children because he was a son of his old age. He made him a coat of many colors. And when his brothers saw that the father loved him more than all his brothers. They hated him and could not speak peacefully unto him. Joseph dreamed, somebody say dream, a dream and told it to his brethren. They hated him yet the more. He said unto them, hear, I pray you, this dream, which I dreamed. For behold, we were binding sheaves in the field, and lo, my sheaf arose and stood upright. And behold, your sheaves stood round about and made obeisance to my sheaves. Now watch this. He told them the dream.
Yep.
So they were gifted too because they interpreted. Oh, y'all better get it. So they were gifted too. Because he didn't have to interpret it, they did. So, same father, but he got favor. Gifts in, well, don't this look like the body of Christ? So I said, gifts in the body. Gifts in the body. But yet here they is mad with him because he's favored and they're not. Well, come on, somebody. Favor's not fair. Oh, it's getting hot up in here, man. I said, favor is not fair. I don't care how good you can preach. Preaching ain't got nothing to do with favor. All of us are preachers. Everybody don't belong behind this pulpit now. Come on, somebody. But it doesn't matter how gifted you are. It doesn't matter how anointed you are. I believe it was David said, oh, how the mighty have fallen and the weapons of war have failed. So you are anointed when you come to Christ and receive the Holy Ghost. When he anoints you with the Holy Ghost, you're full of gifts. Don't mean you have character. You have characteristics available because you have the Holy Ghost, but you must be developed in order to you must be developed, and that requires faithfulness. So here they are gifted, and we see that they have no character. Joseph is faithful, but immature.
Right.
For this, I'm spinning. I'm gonna just go do this and then come back next week. Watch this. And his brethren said unto him, watch the interpretation, shall we thou indeed reign over us? What will happen at the end? Yeah, come on. What happened at the end? What they do? They what? They fell down and said, we be thy what? Look at their attitude now. Shall we what? Shall you reign over us? It's amazing how God can humble you. Now watch this. God is so good. They don't like their brother, but watch this. God loved them too. He's just on another level than you.
That's right.
You can't receive him right now because you have no character.
Come on.
So God is dealing with, God loved them like he loved Joseph. And here they said, shall you reign over us? Shall you reign over us? Now God showed Joseph the dream. He's showing Joseph this way I'm taking you. Now Joseph go and tell it, which was, sometimes you got to hold your peace. You can't tell everybody everything. I'm trying to tell, the Bible said a talebearer, he divided the chiefest of friends. Come on, somebody. Cast out the talebearer and contention and all that cease. Somebody help me. So you got to remember who you're talking to. God show you something. Everybody's not with you, man. Come on. His own brethren was against him. So you can't tell everybody what God showed you. You can't tell everybody what God has for you. Because jealousy seeks in. And we just, soon as God shows something, you just go and tell everybody. And Joseph couldn't wait to go tell them brothers. Guess what? I had a dream about y'all. I had a dream when God is taking me. And And guess what? Y'all gonna be my servants. God showed it to me. There's a season for everything. There's a time and a season for everything. Y'all come on, somebody. See, Jesus showed Peter. Jesus showed Peter when Peter was mature to handle what he showed him. He showed them when he said, Peter, kill and eat. Peter was at a level to receive what the Lord was saying.
Yes, sir.
Come on, somebody.
Yes.
Show them a vision. Kill and eat. I'm finna enlarge your territory. Change is coming, Peter. Peter's time for you to get outside the box, Peter. Peter had to be at a mature place to receive that. Joseph telling his brothers, and they weren't ready to hear that.
No, they wouldn't.
But what they meant for what evil, God, what they thought to do evil against, God meant it for the good. Now watch this now. It says, shall thy indeed have dominion over us? And they hated him yet what? The more for the dreams and for his words. So not only did he share the dream, he spoke something over them. Now watch this. Jump over to, no, stay right here. And he, watch this, and he dreamed yet another dream and told his brethren and said, behold, I dreamed a dream more. And behold, the sun, the moon, and the 11 stars made obeisance to me. Obeisance to me. He said, and then he told it to his father and to his brethren. And his father rebuked him and said unto him, what is the dream that thou hast dreamed? Shall I and thy mother and thy brethren indeed come and bow down ourselves to thee, to the earth? And his brethren's what? Envied him, but his father observed the same. That means jealous.
Yes, sir.
They got jealous of him. Not only because he had favor with the father, but what he dreamed. He was gifted. Favor with the father. They was jealous of him, and that's the jealous is I'm mad because of what you got. Covetous is I want what you got.
That's right.
Okay. In other words, jealousy, if let's just use Spencer's as an example. Yes. Jealousy is I hate that you have a wife. I hate that you got a wife and I don't. Covetous is I want your wife. Come on, somebody. Are y'all with me? So they didn't want his position, they just wanted to be like him. I don't like where you at. Come on, somebody. I don't covet your position, I just hate what you got. Oh, come on, somebody. I hate that you got favor with God. Are y'all with me? We got to watch out for that. Said that his brethren went to feed the father's flock in Shechem. Jump over to his father go and send Joseph to go check on his brother. And verse 18 says, and when they saw him afar off, his brother saw Joseph coming. Even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him. They was ready to kill their brother. Huh? Family. Are y'all getting this?
Yes, sir.
Family was ready to take him out. I say family. Ready to take him out. Because he got favor with the Father. They moved from jealousy to murder. Somebody help me. They hated him. They moved from that to jealousy to ready to kill him. Somebody, it's quiet, man. See, that's why you got to guard your heart. You got to guard your heart, man. Because if you don't guard your heart, Man, the devil can get it, plant seeds in there, man.
Amen.
We talk about this as family.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Ministry the same way. Come on, somebody. I said, ministry is the same way.
Yes, sir.
If you are jealous of your own pastor, if you jealous of your bishop, then you won't receive from me. Are you? Come on, somebody. If you judge me before you know me, you won't receive from me. Oh, yo. You're just wasting your time up in here because you need a self-check. You need to be delivered. Somebody help me. Is anybody in church? If you got a problem with someone, you won't receive anything from them, even though it's true.
Come on, Bishop. True. Come on. That's true.
See, when you oversee a ministry, God gives you insight on you. You know who's receiving from you. You know who's just there. Come on, somebody. Somebody help me. You know who's sheep and you know who's swine. Come on, somebody. You know who's goats in the house? Come on, somebody. Man, this is not right. See, you got to be able to recognize that stuff in ministry, man. You got to be able to recognize that. Because it's in it. And you got to you have to still, as a child of God, remain faithful even though you got enemies amongst you. Okay. You still got to love them. You still got to preach the word. You still got to be kind and affectionate to them. Somebody help me.
Yes, sir.
They conspired against their own brother to take him out. And look what they said. And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh. No longer is he Joseph. He's just a dreamer. Here comes this gifted brother. They didn't mess with, forget favor with the father. This brother gifted too. Here he come. I'm glad I'm not God. Because I don't want to hear what you think about me. I want somebody help me up in here. Aren't you glad you're not God? You know what people say in their heart? See, that's why you got to guard your heart. Abraham said in his heart, God fell asleep. He said, I look where? On the heart. Now you might hide it from me, but God looking at your heart.
That's good.
I'm glad I'm not like that. I'm glad I'm not God. Come on, somebody. To hear everybody. But she just, come on, somebody. Watch this. Watch this now. They conspired against him. Come therefore, watch it. Let us slay him, kill him, and cast him into what? And will say some evil beasts have devoured him. And will, watch this, and we shall see what will become of his. Didn't know the dream. See, the dreams is from the Lord. You can't stop what God is doing. Come on, somebody. They want to stop what God is doing. You cannot stop. See, now you're messing with God. Oh, come on, somebody. They say, here come this dream. Well, it's not about Joseph no more. They talking about the dreams now. Y'all, come on, somebody. And can't nobody stop what God has called you to be or what God has put in your life. Can't nobody stop it. Conspire against you. I don't care if you got little foxes among you. Oh, come on, somebody. They cannot stop what God has spoken in your life. Now you're messing with the dream. Watch this. It says, and Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands and said, let us not kill him. And Reuben said, shed no blood, but cast him where? Into this pit. In where? The wilderness. Y'all see this? Now, God used Reuben to deliver. It wasn't Reuben delivering him. It was God delivering him.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. See, sometimes deliverance don't look like deliverance.
Right. Come on.
Well, I hope y'all get that.
Yes, sir.
The pit did not look like deliverance to Joseph.
Right.
Oh,
Come on.
I said the pit didn't look like deliverance. What is?
Come on. Yep.
God says, son, woo. Can I help you?
Yes, sir.
Because the people are coming to this house, knowing I've sent them, but they're going to need some deliverance.
Amen.
Come on, son. Coming from church hurt,
Yeah.
coming from just mess, rejected at your own house.
Amen.
He said this ministry will be a pit for them.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's good, sir.
I said it will be a pit for, because a pit is a place where you think you by yourself.
Yeah.
A pit is a place where a pit is a barren place. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Not this ministry, but it's according to the person. In that pit, it's going to take you to get delivered.
Yeah.
In that pit, you're going to have to spend some time with God. Oh, yeah. Can't nobody deliver you. Come on. It's going to take God. There's a pit for everybody.
Yes, sir.
Oh, somebody help me. Can't nobody encourage you.
Come on, sir.
Oh,
Come on.
I don't care who come to preach.
That's right.
From mega ministry to small ministry, I don't tell evangelists, I don't care who come. There's not a word that can encourage you.
Yes, sir.
That's where that pit's at. That pit is a dark place. Oh, somebody.
Yeah.
That's right.
No prophecy. You're not even operating in your gifts. Not in the pit. Oh, somebody help me. Not in the pit is a place where I need to be delivered.
Yes.
Now, come on, somebody. He delivered them out of his brother's hands. And where was the deliverance? In the pit.
Yeah.
I said the deliverance was in the pit. Man, you got to have your pit experience, man. The pit is a place where you can't be encouraged. The pit is a place I don't want to hear a good word. A pit is a place, it's just me and you, God, in this dark time. I got thrown in here by my own brethren.
Come on.
But this pit is a place where it's just God. Have you ever been in there? God, you got to show me something.
Yeah. Been there. Come on.
I hear you, brother, but God got to show me this.
Yeah.
Have you ever been there?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been there? A pit is a place where character is built. A pit is a place of preparation. Oh, come on, sir. It is a place that prepares you for Potiphar. Because you can't. Potiphar house, what happened in Potiphar? Temptation.
Yes, sir.
Come on, somebody.
Right.
Temptation, favor, he had favor on him, but temptation was at Potiphar house. You cannot deal with Potiphar house with no character.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Or let me put it this way. What a character, that character up there. You can't, one of the traits, you cannot deal with Potiphar house without temperance. What is temperance? Self-control. You can't deal with Potiphar house if you can't control yourself. And where do you get prepared for Potiphar house? In the pit. I said in the pit. But you got to remain faithful in the pit. You got to remain faithful. And here you are in the pit and you didn't do nothing. You don't understand? You don't deserve it. But remain
Faithful.
because it's the faithfulness that's going to cause you to overcome Potiphar's house.
Yes.
People are going to talk about you. They're going to conspire against you. But you got to remain, I can't say that enough, man. You got to remain faithful. You will have your pit experience, man. Everybody has those experiences in life. But God is faith. God gave him something to hold on to, a dream. But you know when he forgot about that dream? When he got thrown in the pit. Are y'all with me? You'll forget everything God spoke over your life when you got to deal with the pit.
Amen.
Oh man, I couldn't express to you how serious that pit is. You'll forget everything. Joseph forgot his dream and everything.
That's right.
When he got thrown in that pit. The pit is a barren place. A place where you are all alone but not alone.
Right.
Huh? Now a pit is a place of intimacy. A pit is a place is where you build your relationship with God. Come on somebody. A pit is a place is where you develop. Come on somebody. A pit is a place of transition. Oh y'all, come on somebody. The pit is where the transition takes place. I'm not going to stay here. I'm not staying here. It's just transition. You got to see, Joseph didn't have the book of Genesis. But we do. So we know the story. Joseph, his brother said in the book of Genesis that he was in anguish in that pit. He was begging them to get him out of that pit. And God said, no. You're not getting out to go back to them. Okay. You're getting out to transition.
Yes. Amen. Amen. Yes, sir.
I hope y'all get this.
Amen.
This sermon is dear to my heart. But I hope you're getting this because I heard a preacher say, man, people need to listen when the preacher preaches.
Amen.
Don't come back to me after I preach. Make a pit. You in the what? I'm in the pit. Well, what you gonna do? I don't know. Wasn't there when I preached? Yeah. Say it again. Somebody come and ask the preacher to say again what he already preached to you. You should have been listening when he was preaching. Because that would have prepared you for the pit. You know what to do when you hear. I'm there. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. I've been there with brothers. It's gonna be okay. You've been there. Sister, just hold on to God. Speak a word over. Hold on to God. Man, you ain't trying to. I'm telling you, you ain't trying to hear nothing from nobody. Am I right about a mother boy? You don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Depression trying to come on you, oppression trying to come on you, discouragement trying to come on you, fear trying to come on you, and all these things trying to come on you, people talking about you. Come on somebody, all you remember is how they did you, and how you were just lost in the pit. How can God love me in this? How did I wind up here? Especially when I didn't do nothing, don't deserve it, don't understand. Man, how did I get to this place? I was praying, I was fasting, I was preaching, I was witnessing, I was doing everything that I thought was right. I was preaching a word, I was faithful giver. I mean, I was encouraging brothers. How I wind up in a place that I don't deserve, I don't understand, I didn't do nothing. How did I get here? I don't need nobody to talk to me. I don't need nobody to speak into my life. I don't need no song. I don't need no worship. I don't need no praise. God, I need you to talk to me. I need you to show me why am I here. Thank you, Lord. Why am I here? That's where faithfulness must kick in.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
I didn't do nothing. I don't understand. I don't deserve it. I don't know why I'm here. But I know your word says he has begun a good work. Is able to perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. I I need you to speak to me. I need you to show me in this dark hour. I don't have anything to sustain me. I don't have anything to keep me. I need something. I need a word from you, not the preacher. I need you. I'm about to lose my mind in this week. I'm about to lose it in here. I need you to show me. I need you to show me. And Joseph, yet, in all that, he remained faithful. So, Lord, you got me preaching this thing. He says, somebody is there. Somebody is in their pit. Somebody is hurting right now. Somebody is lost right now. Somebody right now is in a place of discouragement. Somebody right now is in a place of depression. Somebody right now has no direction. Somebody right now has thought God forgotten them. Somebody right now is in a place where they're oppressed. Somebody right now can't see clearly. You don't dream no more. You don't think God is with you. And God said, you right where I want you to be. You right where you need to be. See, I'm the beginning and the what? The Alpha and the what? The first and the what? God said, while you see the pit, I see the palace. God said, I see the palace. I see the palace. While you in your pits, what is this word is good, man.
Yes, it is.
Why are you there? Somebody's in there right now. And God said, I know what I think towards you. I see the palace. I see it. Don't let this pit keep you from fulfilling what I have in your life. Don't let this pit stop your dream. Keep on dreaming. Hallelujah. Don't let the pit stop your dream. Don't let the pit hold up your dream. The pit is getting you to your dream. So many people give up in the pit. So many people lose hope in the pit. So many people fall off in the pit and swallow. Somebody help me. But God is a place. See, Joseph couldn't get himself out the pit. God did. God got him out the pit. The pit is a place where you can't help yourself. Because if you can do it your way, if you had it your way, the pit, I would get out of this pit. Man, I would make my brothers and them like me. I would stay right here in this land where I'm not appointed to be if I had it my way. I don't want to be in this pit, Lord. I don't want to be in here. Come on, somebody. But the pit is bigger than you. Come on, somebody. His brethren didn't know they needed deliverance. His brethren didn't know they was going to have to deal with Joseph again. His brothers didn't know that we're going to have to deal with you. We're going to need you one day. We don't know that we need to be delivered. We don't know our family is coming. We don't know that we're in a forsaken place. We're going to need you one day. And you ought to count it all joy. When God has chose you to get in the pit, don't worry about the pit. Don't focus on the pit. Count it a privilege that God chose you to get in the pit for your own brothers to be delivered. Count it a privilege. Count it a privilege that God has showed you. I called you to be here. See, God said, son, your pit wasn't for you. Your pit was for your brothers. They don't know they need deliverance. But when you come out the pit, get through Potiphar's house, get to prison. See, I can't, it'll take me 3 sermons to do the Potiphar house and the prison.
Yeah.
But God said, son, it's not for you. Joseph said, you didn't send me here. God did.
Right.
To preserve you.
That's right.
To preserve you. See, look, you know what, I'm closing my Bible, so I gotta give you some time. You know,
Come on.
let me tell you something. You gotta be careful how you deal with people in your past.
Come on, Bishop.
Ooh. You gotta be careful what you say to people from your past. And you gotta be careful how you deal with people from your past. You gotta be careful how you deal with the people that hurt you. Because it will come back around. Come on, Bishop. It'll come back around. See, because God is working on you. God had to prepare Joseph. See, Joseph had to be prepared to forgive the brothers.
Amen.
Oh, yeah. Joseph had to be developed in order to forgive them and receive them.
That's right.
They was the one that threw him in the pit. But he had to be prepared to forgive. Develop to forgive. And some folks, you're not ready to forgive.
Come on, sir.
Ooh. But God is going to have to put you in a place and develop you to forgive them. Joseph, watch this. But here's how good God is. God delivered Joseph out of his brother's hand, put him in the pit. This is how good God is. Took him to Potiphar's house. From Potiphar's house to prison. Watch this. Prison is a place of divine connection. Connected him to the butler who stood by the king. Prison is a place of divine what? Connection.
Amen.
It was, see, God didn't see the prison. God saw the butler.
Yes, sir.
That's good, sir.
Come on. Yeah, come on.
Potiphar was just a place to get to prison. The devil used Potiphar's wife.
Right.
God gave him favor with Potiphar. Oh, come on, somebody.
Yeah.
And what Potiphar's wife meant for evil, God made it work for the good by giving him to prison to connect him to the butler. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what did God see in all that? Come on. Y'all see, when the devil's, see, this is how the devil and God is working when the devil is trying to work. He got the brothers wanting to slay him. God saw Reuben to deliver him. Okay.
Come on.
Come on, somebody.
Come on.
They threw him in the pit. Come on, somebody. And God saw the Ishmaelites to get him to Potiphar's house. Y'all ain't trying. Y'all don't get this thing, man. I said, God saw the Ishmaelites to get him to Potiphar's house. The enemy used Potiphar's wife to get him to the butler. He was in prison. And it was the butler that got him to the palace next to Pharaoh. And it was Pharaoh that gave him his wife, that gave him his 2 sons, that caused him to forget and to receive double. I gotta say this thing. God working while the devil trying to destroy. Joseph forgot the dream. Get to the palace. Has his son said, God has caused me to forget my father's house and all my toil. But God said, I don't want you to forget. Hold on. I'm that good. I can cause you to forget everything. But watch this. Then he has everything. God has given me double for my trouble. Now watch this. Gave him Ephraim, watch this. Now watch this. A famine comes to the land that God took him from. His brothers are now in a famine. Jacob sends them to Egypt because all the food is in Egypt. Come on, somebody. Where God sent Joseph.
Yes, right.
His brothers come to Egypt to get some sustenance. Come on, they come to get food from Joseph. They come to get this stuff from Joseph. Joseph realized that was his brothers.
Yes.
His brothers didn't recognize him. See, when God do a new work in you, hang around God long enough. When God do a new work in you, the people that hurt you won't recognize you. That's the same, brother. Is that they won't even they didn't even know who he was.
Come on, sir. That's good.
Because he had did a work in him, but he knew who they were. Why? Because they still was the same. Oh my goodness. Boy, man, is this all right? He knew who they was, brother. But they didn't know who he was. Because he done changed so much to where people that threw him in the pit couldn't even recognize him. But when Joseph saw them, he immediately knew ain't nothing changed. But I'm able to, watch this. Now watch this. Joseph saw them, he remembered the dream. The dream caused Joseph to forgive. Thank y'all, man. He had forgotten the dream all the way up to that point. And when he saw them, he remembered the dream. He went, I can't be bitter with him. Lord, okay, yeah. I'm in that position now. I can't be bitter with him now. I can't be mad with him now. I'm able to forgive him. He remembered. Then he told him, he said, I'm your brother. I'm the one you threw in the pit. I'm the one that you persecuted. It's me. Don't be afraid. Because I'm in a position of authority now. I'm in a position of authority, but I'm in the right position. I'm in a high position, but I'm in a low position. I've been humbled. I had a pit experience. Y'all don't know what I've been through. Y'all meant evil, but God thought it for the good. God worked it for the good. I know what y'all did to me. You don't know what I've been through, man, to get to where I'm at. Oh, somebody's up here. You don't know what I had to go through to bring deliverance to y'all. So he says, God sent me here, not y'all. He got a revelation from that dream. When he remembered his dream, God sent me here, not y'all. Not, it wasn't your doing, don't be mad. God sent it. God did it. To deliver you. To forgive you. The forgiveness is for me. God don't miss nothing, y'all. Joseph, I've delivered you. I brought you to a place of authority, but now you need to forgive your brothers. Amen. And it's amazing how people you see that hurt you cause you to remember things. Woo! Oh, man. Is this good, man? Amen. It's amazing that people you see cause you to remember. The people that hurt you cause you to remember. Because when he saw his brothers that hurt him, he remembered his dream.
Yes.
Somebody help me. And watch this. When he saw his brothers, he remembered the dream. And the dream caused him to forget the pain. The dream caused him to forgive. Forgive caused you to forget. Oh, come on, somebody. Oh, come on, somebody. I may remember, but I forgot. Oh, come on. Y'all get it? I remember, but I forget. I forgive you, so I forget. And now I can receive you. Come on, somebody. A lot of times you can't move forward in life because the people you see cause you to remember some things. But it's the forgiveness cause you to forgive. Come on, somebody. Now when you see them, they don't even move you. Forgot it. Because God has given me double for the trouble you caused me. Somebody go God for it. God called you to forget that thing. He'll cause you to forget. He'll cause you to forget forgiveness. Joseph had to forgive. But forgiveness sometimes, amen, you got to be developed to forgive certain people. You got to be developed to that. That's why, you know, I've learned through my experience, never put your mouth on a person that's hurting. Because you hold up what God is doing. I've learned when people, you know, wisdom or a prudent man is prudent because of his experience. It is experience that makes you wise. Are you with me? Yes. Your experience is what defines what type of leader you are. Character is leadership, and leadership is character. Everyone in here is a leader. But your character defines what type of leader you are. And God had to develop Joseph into the leader that God called him to be. And being a leader for God requires forgiveness. If Joseph wouldn't have forgave his brothers, he could have put them to death. But God had to step in and remind him of the dream he had. It's not for you to do harm to them. It's for you to preserve them. Come on, somebody.
Amen.
That's what God has called us to be. The pit is a place that is needful. And even though you seem discouraged right now, you know when you seem weighed down and oppressed, depressed, whatever's weighing you down, that pit place, God is going to deliver you out of it. You're going to make it to the palace. I say you're going to make it to the palace. I say you're going to make it. This one that you're going to make it to the palace. It requires faithfulness. I tell you now, stay faithful. When you don't deserve it. When you don't understand. When you didn't do nothing. Remain faithful. Sometimes we hold up what God wants to do in our lives because you're not faithful. Let me tell you something. It's one thing to be blessed in the natural, we call that. That's I call blessings relationship with God. That's blessed. But you can't enjoy life to the fullness. When you think you're enjoying life, you cannot enjoy life to the fullest without God being a part of it. You can't. It can't be done. And what you perceive to be joy and what you perceive to be fulfillment is not truly fulfillment without God being involved in it. And trouble comes whether you're in Christ or not. But Jesus said, left us with this. Be of good cheer. I'll overcome the world. So with Christ, you don't have to be moved by the issues of life. Things that come your way. Let me tell you something. To wake up is good. If God decides, son, I'm taking you home, hey, praise God, I'm in the presence of the Lord. But to wake up and see my family every day, that is joy. Unspeakable. That's priceless to look at my children and know that God has a hedge of protection around my kids when people are dying right now. One thing we can't buy back is time. It's too precious. And I believe sometimes we take the time for granted. We don't value time. We value things more than time. And time is one of the things you cannot take back. You can't buy time back. So every day I see my kids. Every day I look at that beautiful woman. I thank God for my family. I thank God that He called me into the ministry. I thank God that He called, Lord, you saw fit to choose somebody like me to preach the gospel. You saw somebody like me. You chose me for this. Thank you. Man, I was coming to church this morning, and there was a song playing on the radio, and I just started crying. Just started, oh, Lord, you are so good to me. You brought me through all that trouble. Ain't nothing too hard for you. Nothing's too hard for you, Lord. Man, I love you. That's all I can do, Sister Ruth, is just cry. Because words could not describe the joy that came over me in that car this morning.
Thank you.
Lord, if only people can experience what I get to experience with you every day. Every day. Every day. When I came to the Lord, man, I've never been the same. And I get to experience you every single day of my life. I get to wake up and you're there. Whether I'm awake or asleep, you're there. This is life, truly enjoying life in Christ. I'm telling you right now, there is nothing too hard for God. And it's, you know, I'm going to tell you like this. You say, man, you don't know where I've been. You can't. Let me tell you something. I've been where you've been. I've been where you've been. Somebody in here has been where you've been.
Amen.
Somebody has a story you haven't heard of. And God can bring you out. I guarantee you everybody standing up here behind me has been through something. Amen. That God has delivered them out of. Somebody out in this congregation has been through something that God has delivered them out of. Somebody was addicted on drugs. God delivered them out of it. Man, there's some fire up here. I don't mean when you get served God when you lost your kid, your wife in a car accident, and still can serve Him, still can praise Him, still can run around the church. Glory. And then He give you double for your trouble. You don't tell me God can. God can. but you've been through that? I've been through it. You were sick like that? Been through it. But God. Put the but behind the comma. Come on. But God. Yeah, I've been through that comma, but God.
Yes, sir. Jesus.
But God. But God. I'm here to tell you this morning, He can deliver. He will deliver. When there's no way, He'll make a way out of no way. He'll turn nothing into something. And He'll make something your everything. He's God. All by Himself. All by Himself. All by Himself. You in a pit? Get down the aisle. God will deliver you. God will give you strength. He'll give you strength in your pit hour. He can give you strength. Jesus is the light of the world. He can give you light in your darkest hour. If you're having a pit experience right now, get down the aisle. Get down the aisle. I know it's different.